we have reached the V episode. Like I said, we're talking vaginas, vacations, and villains. We're going to start off with vagina, but on the last episode, Brie and I had a song, right? And I thought the reaction was great. I thought the reaction. I thought the reaction of the song was great, right?
Good, yeah.
How'd you feel about it?
Yeah, it was steezy.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
I like that word. I like this is a good way to describe
What you
it.
just said?
It was steezy.
Steezy. I haven't heard anybody say steezy in a long time.
Bring it back.
Bring it back.
Steezy and YOLO.
YOLO.
Yeah.
YOLO, I'm on board with. Yeah.
Yeah.
Steezy, I don't mind either.
Yeah,
I like
it's kinda fun.
steez.
That was
short.
steez.
I like.
Yeah.
More than
Oh,
steezy.
fuck, I gotta write a song called YOLO. But so this is I'm working on my EP, right?
Dude,
Yeah.
And
can't
we
stop
got
writing,
I can't. I'm a lyricist. We got Blunt Thotty, we got Starvin' Marvin, we got Life's Too Short,
Yep.
which was a smash hit.
Smash hit.
And now we have
International. Damn, man.
no, like damn.
Oh, like damn.
Yeah, now
We
it's
just
a working
wrote it.
title. It's a working title. We just wrote it. It's called Like Damn. And I guess we can't really figure out what this EP is. Is it rap? Is it pop? Is it just ballads? I'm working on an opera song as well. But for right now, I think this one is more rap.
It's a rap. It's a
rap.
It's a hip hoppity beat.
Yeah,
When I heard you guys practicing, it sounds like the most rap, like almost Blunt Thotty level rap.
Yeah. Blunt Thotty is so in depth though that I
well,
like
this one. When you were saying it, you were repeating one line over and over, so I didn't hear the whole thing.
Yeah.
But I'm getting that vibe.
Blunt Thotty to me is so special. I'll never be able to recreate Blunt Thotty.
True, Blunt Thotty
But
is very good.
Like Damn is pretty good. So once again, I think up until Z, we'll have a new song for you every episode.
It was cool to see the process. I was kind of in here while you
Noah
were
was
doing
in
it.
here when we were
Just
spitballing.
like the way you come up with everything.
We were just freestyling. The brains are working. So we're going to need some honest grading out of the both of you again.
Okay, all right.
Okay? And you guys can get some credits on the EP if you like as well.
I wanted to suggest
I've never
word
been
to
reached
you.
out to.
That way I could like get writing credit, and like if you make a ton of money, I have to get money.
Okay.
True.
Yeah. Well,
See
you
that?
can.
Like,
we know
if
you're
I
going
change one
to
word.
produce the beats.
True.
Yeah, true.
But if I
You're
get
the
writing
producer.
credit, like I feel like that's a whole nother level of
That
money.
is a whole
Yeah,
other level.
Kelly will be our
True.
publicist.
Yes.
I could be
That's
PR.
good.
I would
Yeah.
maybe like if there's a song with like a singing chorus.
Oh, yeah.
Not even to sing it. I would like to write a chorus or like a bridge.
Okay, yeah, we
I
can
would
work
do
on
that. I
that.
would
There are
like
more
that.
songs
Done.
to be written here.
Done.
Done.
Yeah.
Absolutely. So we got Like Damn. And
Yeah.
now this one I feel we didn't practice
We didn't
as much
practice,
as
we just wrote it
as Life's Too
10
Short.
minutes ago.
And we just wrote it 10 minutes ago. So bear with us if we mess up. We'll restart and we'll try to get it right. Okay, ready?
Will you just put it down? Because you get
Yeah, there's a
it, and then
glare.
forget.
Can I put it up here? 'Cause
Yeah,
there's
put
a,
it up there. It's even better.
There's a glare, so. Okay.
All right.
All right, ready?
Mm-hmm.
A 1, a 2, a 1, 2, 3. So alone, man. Won't pick up the phone, man. Nobody's home, man. Blowing up my phone plan. Damn, we were there for you when your son turned 2. We brought the whole damn crew. Like, damn, you don't even care. Got our backs against the wall and our hands in the air. Like, where? Where the fuck were you? We were riding downtown in an all-black coupe, screaming, where? Where the fuck are you? Like, damn, man. Can you get a fucking clue? Where were you when I fucking needed you? Like, damn, so alone, man. You won't pick up the phone, man. Now you're just canceled like your name's Roseanne. Like, damn.
Oh, shit,
Oh,
Kelly.
she
Okay.
broke out the glasses for that.
I was
You
being.
look like a producer.
That's why I put them.
Yeah,
on.
that's
why
perfect.
I did this the whole time.
You're the bitch in the studio,
Yeah.
the
Yeah.
random bitch
I'm
in the
Jay-Z.
studio with the
I'm
glasses.
Jay-Z listening
Yeah.
to
No,
to
you know how
Prodigies.
like when you see like rappers working in the studio
got
or
the
whatever,
bitches
and they
in
just
there.
got the bitches in
I'm the
there.
bitch in the studio?
Yeah, you're the
Okay.
bitch in the studio with
Okay.
the glasses, grading everybody.
Here I am. Okay.
Wasn't too bad for not practicing.
I was impressed by like how synchronized you were.
Yeah,
Like,
that amazes me a lot. You just wrote that today, like
Yeah.
sitting down.
Like, right
5
before
minutes
you got
ago,
in
right
here.
before you walked in here.
That is, it's really good. I'm very
Next.
impressed by the lyrics always, and honestly, I liked the tune of that one more than yesterday's melody.
Yeah, the flow
Yeah.
was
or
better.
The flow was
last
better.
episode's
Yeah.
melody.
The cipher was
The
there.
flow was great. I could see like I give the lyrics an A+. I really like the lyrics. You guys are good at coming up with them. I would say last time I gave like a C, whatever for melody and sound. Vocals.
Yeah.
I think I'm gonna kick it up to like a B, almost a B+. Like if it were
Oh,
like
shit.
it would be like an 85, like 85.4,
Oh, shit.
like so close
That's
to a B+.
solid.
Because
That's
it was
really solid.
very good.
Because it's more talky rather than singing, and we do
Yeah,
not have
we
singing
can't
voices.
sing.
The talking, I like it, and it was a little more sing-songy. Like there was still a rhythm to it, which I
so
appreciated.
alone, man.
Yeah, yeah.
Noah, thoughts?
Very good.
Man.
I thought it was better than yesterday. I
Yeah.
like that.
I
Like
agree.
even when you were coming up with the flow, I'm like, oh,
Oh,
like,
Oh shit!
yeah.
Whoa!
me up, brother.
And I
yeah.
think when you guys were so like at the same, you had the exact same flow.
Yeah.
So like even if you sounded bad, you kind of like couldn't tell. 'cause-
Synchronized.
Yeah,
right?
your
Synchronized.
tone of voice also was level with
Good.
each other. Like it was very much
Yeah,
the same.
like
you
yesterday,
know?
there were points where I was like, "Oh, like,
Yeah.
like your voice," but today I didn't hear that.
Like,
Nice.
damn.
It was good.
Damn.
I choose so far. All right, my order is I'm a sucker for the deep cut Starvin' Marvin. That's my number one. I love Starvin' Marvin. But then Blunt Thotty is a very very close second. I would say Like Damn might be third.
Wow.
For me, I think it goes Blunt Thotty, then Like Damn.
I appreciate that.
Wow.
Yeah.
Damn.
I
Like,
don't
damn.
know. Blunt Thotty is just, I can do the whole Blunt Thotty right now.
Blunt Thotty's your OG.
That,
It's no. Save
Off
that
the
for
top of my
save that
head.
for grand finale. Once you lay out all other 4 tracks, close
I
it out
did
with
the other
Blunt
night.
Thotty.
Yeah. you
Remember?
Did it at the bar.
yeah, just came
Just
off
came
the
out.
dome.
Don't you have a TikTok of you doing all of Blunt Thotty?
Yes, I do.
It's good.
I told people it was a freestyle.
You've done Blunt Thotty with like our guests that we've had on too.
Have
Like
I?
Tay Diggs rapped Blunt Thotty with you, I think.
Oh.
Or no,
I
that
don't
was
like to think-
that was Starvin' Marvin, I think.
Oh, Starvin'
Yeah,
Marvin.
Starvin' Marvin,
We
yeah,
was Starvin'
yeah.
Marvin. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, I don't like to think about us doing that with guests. That makes me cringe. But
No,
that's
Starvin'
okay.
Marvin is great. I love it so much. I don't know why.
Starvin'.
Okay.
Starvin',
Starvin', Marvin. Noah won't let us order food because I'm starving.
Oh, yes, I
Marvin.
remember this.
It was about.
And then there was like a friend. I got friend zoned.
Yeah. I actually
Yeah.
don't remember all of Starvin' Marvin, but it was basically like Noah was like, we got to record, guys. And then Fran and I couldn't get lunch. So I was like, oh, Noah won't let us order food. And it turned into a song. So the EP is. It's almost ready
Yeah, what
to
do
be
you? How
released.
many do you have total now?
I have 4 in total now.
I feel like EPs are usually like
They're usually
5 or
like 5,
6.
yeah.
So
That's what I'm
forget
saying.
it. Fuck it. I'm about to do a whole
Next
album.
episode, yeah.
Because I got more
Completely.
in me. YOLO's the next song.
Yeah.
Okay.
YOLO has to
We're
be
going to work
next.
on YOLO tonight.
Yeah.
Can I do the
Anyways,
bridge for YOLO?
Yes.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah.
I choose that.
We'll work on it.
All right.
All right. Anyways, let's get into the first V, the big V, the biggest V of them all, vagina. We all have them in this room besides Noah. And let's talk about them. Let's dive in.
To
No
big
pun intended. Let's dive into the vagina.
dive.
I have
Diving into the vagina.
infinite
Big fat
facts about the vagina. Infinite facts. Like nothing was easier to look up than vagina today. Like
Yeah,
it
there's
was
so many facts
There's so
about
many
the
things to talk about.
vagina.
I did find this one specific article. I won't read all of them, but it's 23 vagina facts you'll want to tell all your friends.
Oh shit.
Your vulva is not your vagina, but we know what you mean. Most people can't orgasm from vaginal penetration alone. Not all people with vaginas are women. We know this. Vaginas do tear during childbirth, but this is normal. If you have a G-spot, it's likely because of your clitoris. And my personal favorite, the clitoris is like the tip of an iceberg. And apparently, in like 2009, as recently as that, we didn't know what that looked like. Nobody really knew what it looked like. And it's shaped like a wishbone, apparently.
Really?
Yeah. And they have a picture of it right here.
Listen, the vagina has so many different parts that I'm not even aware of, and I'm a woman.
I don't know
It's
either.
a flower, really. It's a beautiful
It is a
flower.
beautiful
with
flower.
many
It's like
intricate
it's a
petals.
rose
Yeah.
with lots of petals. Some are small in the middle, and they get bigger and wider as it comes
Yeah.
out.
You know what made me think more highly of my vagina?
What?
I was watching Too Hot to Handle, and they had to paint
I remember this.
what their vaginas, like what would
Yes.
resemble their vagina. And it was really beautiful the way that it was all
That's
being
sweet.
presented, right?
Yeah,
it was
it
like
was.
people
Yeah.
like drew unicorns and like beautiful things about their vagina. And I think if I were told to draw my vagina,
Yeah.
like I think I'd straight up just draw like flaps and shit. Like
So
I think
would
I
I.
would just draw my vagina.
Something anatomically
but now,
correct, yeah.
after seeing that, I would draw my vagina like a lion that has obviously a beautiful mane of hair. I don't, I
was
I'm
like,
clean
okay.
down there, like my vagina, I shave and stuff. I don't have a big bush down there. I
bush.
want
But
that
if
to be
you do,
clear.
you know what? That's fine.
No, that's completely okay.
Although
I
bushes
don't-
are in right now. People are saying that. I
Are
don't.
bushes
People are saying bring bushes back.
A lot of people are saying it. I am personally, I'm no way. It's just too much maintenance. It's too much work. That's my issue with it.
I personally
don't like
just
the way it looks
feel
either.
gross
Yeah.
if I have a bush.
Yeah.
You know what
I
I
think
mean?
it's because we grew up in the time of like nobody has a bush.
No, but also like when you get your period and stuff like
no, it's the
that,
worst.
it's
It's the
like
worst.
it gets messy down there, and you
Yeah.
want it to be clean. But I am curious in like guys' perspective about the bush because I feel like they don't actually care. I feel
No.
like everybody has gone in their heads about guys caring about hair on the vagina, but I don't think guys actually care. Any way that they can see a vagina, they're fine with it.
That's
think so. I
that's
agree.
exactly right. Yeah, that's exactly right. Have you guys? Are you familiar with the painter Georgia O'Keeffe? Do you know her?
No.
She
No.
paints flowers, like big, beautiful flowers, but they're inspired by
I've seen
vaginas.
this on
Like
Twitter. Yeah.
they're gorgeous. We did a Georgia O'Keeffe, and I laughed so hard because not even in saying this, we did it. I think in the 4th grade, and I think back to my art teacher in the 4th grade, and she was such like a feminist bad bitch, and I didn't even realize it at the time. So much so that she had the whole class doing like chalk Georgia O'Keeffe, like including the boys, and explained this whole thing was like she models them off of like the vagina and its beauty, and we were all like, damn, okay, 4th grade, and yeah.
In 4th grade?
Yeah, look at all the here, like all of
that's
her.
beautiful.
They're all like pastel inspired by vaginas, but flowers.
That's beautiful.
They're wonderful.
I'm gonna shed a tear.
Yeah, that's kind of
No, it's lovely. So that kind of goes back to what you were saying about like painting it nicely and whatever, blah blah blah. The only time I ever think of it in like a nice way translated to art is Georgia O'Keeffe.
Don't you think it's fucked up the way that people talk about vaginas sometimes?
Yeah.
Like
When
Pussy,
yeah, roast beef.
roast beef.
That's
Yeah.
fucked up.
Flat,
You know who I
fishy
feel bad
pussy.
for on a daily basis when I think about roast beef in general?
Hope
Hope
Solo.
Solo.
Yeah.
Yeah, every single time. The
Quite
soccer player.
unfortunate. Yeah. But the thing is, like, people have different vaginas,
Well,
right?
I didn't know until this year because of TikTok about innie versus outies. I thought everyone had innies, but they
Same.
don't.
Yeah, no, they
No,
don't.
I've known that since I was younger.
I didn't. All of
because-
my friends always have innies, and so did I. So I was like, everyone has an innie.
To be honest, I don't know what my friends are really rocking. I never paid I don't really like look or pay attention. And even if I am, or if we're like changing or something, I don't look close enough to be able to tell.
Right.
Like,
I
it's
just
kind of like a
remember
glance.
when I was a kid, or
Yeah.
not even a kid, but just like all my friends getting dressed in high
Yeah,
school, and we'd
yeah.
all be naked, and
Oh yeah.
Everyone was a lot more naked in high
everyone
school, I
was
feel.
so naked, and I just remember everyone's vagina looking different.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh,
Interesting.
okay, everyone has different vaginas.
I feel like I didn't have. Maybe I just didn't have naked friends.
Not everyone's vagina looked different, but
Yeah.
you know what I mean.
Even in gym class, I feel like we didn't. People weren't really like naked changing. Like nobody showered or anything.
No, I'm talking
in
about
gym.
like when my friends like
Sleepovers,
sleepovers,
pool
like getting
parties.
ready to
Oh.
go out and shit.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah,
I guess
everyone was always very naked actually in high school.
Well, I think
ready.
it just
I don't
depends
know.
if that you're comfortable with that. Like me
Yeah,
and my
I was
friends
always
were
very
always like
uncomfortable, so
really
yeah.
comfortable. Like you are uncomfortable with
Super.
that. Fran and I are super comfortable
guys are
walking
very
around
comfortable.
naked with each other.
I am not
In
uncomfortable.
Aruba, Fran and I were just like walking around
Whole
naked
time.
in front of each other, and Kelly was just like
Like changing in the corner.
corner,
I'm just
corner,
so-
like hiding.
Yeah.
I don't mind. I am not uncomfortable by other people being comfortable. I'm almost jealous about it. I mean, we talked about this
Yeah.
before. I'm always like, damn, I wish I could like not be so uncomfortable with myself. And like, that's nice. That looks wonderful
Yeah.
for them to be so comfortable. I wish I was more comfortable in my own skin, but that's just not the case. Do you guys, did you see The Goop? Gwyneth Paltrow? You have to watch it if you haven't seen it. It's all about the vagina.
Big vagina talk.
Yeah, big vagina talk. And so there's this woman, she's like an older woman. I wish I could remember exactly. She's some kind of guru, whatever. But she will come to your house or come to wherever you are and have you like get in touch with your vagina. So you first,
Wow.
they show pictures of like all these different kind of vaginas. So I was like, I haven't seen most of these. Like, I don't even know what they look like. And then also this woman she's teaching her how to like masturbate the correct way or something, or like in an explosive way, something crazy. And she like has the mirror with her and she's like helping her do it. It's very
Whoa.
sensual and strange, but it was also kind of like, oh, all right, that is interesting to see. And this episode, I feel, will serve as like a teaching tool for a lot of people. Like, because I mean, that's a shit. I did not have that or know that or know anything about that growing up until I was like 27 years old. Did I start being like, hey, maybe I can also masturbate and I can also like pay attention and like my vagina instead of like, shh, never talk about it, you know?
Have you ever taken a mirror to your vagina?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's always a weird.
Because I saw it in
It is
I
weird.
saw it in some movie of someone doing it with their butthole, and then I was
Yeah.
like, "What does my vagina look like?" I was like young.
You know
That's
what? It's
interesting.
weird.
No,
when
yeah,
you,
I
when you-
looked pretty frequent, pretty quick.
When you take the mirror to your vagina and you're like sitting on the floor, right? But then like your butt cheeks are kind of in
They're
the way.
popping up.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so like it's like your butt cheek. Everything just looks so strange.
Well, that's like that
in
picture
that vision.
Yeah.
That picture you
Oh
were
my
showing the other day
God,
with
the
your your cheeks
picture.
up. That's the same thing.
That's the
Yo,
view that you get.
imagine I was naked. Ugh.
It's just so much cheek.
So much.
You're like quadruple
cheek.
cheeked up. Like
Oh
not
my
even
God,
double
I
cheeked
literally
up. Quadruple
fucking
cheeked.
quadruple cheeked up on a Thursday. My cheeks. I don't even know where that came from. It looks like I got a BBL.
Really,
but that's
really
besides
funny.
the point. I can never post that picture anywhere, so people are now like, we want to see the picture, but I can't.
No,
No,
you can't
that's
pose it.
got to be a hidden picture
No,
forever.
No,
That's
just
in the
imagine
vault.
quadruple cheeks on Rhea. Like,
Yeah.
that's just
Yeah.
that's what you got to see.
She's got a fatty
all
dumpy.
butt cheeks, yeah, all butt cheeks. But yeah, no, there's a lot of things that we don't think about. Oh, also, this is an interesting one. Cherries don't pop, and can we please stop calling them cherries? Your hymen. Most people with vaginas are born with a hymen, a thin piece of skin, stretches apart, blah, blah, blah. At no point in your life will this piece of skin pop. It's not a piece of bubble gum after all. Hymens often tear before a person ever has penetrative sex during some unsexy activity like riding a bike or putting in a tampon.
I feel like that was talked about so much when I was in high school or maybe even younger, wasn't it? It was like, oh, did you pop her cherry?
Yes.
And it's like, bro, you're not popping anybody's
Everyone was
cherries.
scared the first time they're gonna have sex. They're like, well, we're gonna bleed everywhere.
Right,
Yeah.
right.
That's
It's
not
like,
even a
well, you're
thing.
not doing anal.
Yeah.
You know what
I
I
know.
mean?
Yeah.
It's like,
Such a weird thing to like instill fear in. I feel like I wonder if that was a tactic to like, keep us abstinent. Like, oh, like watch out. But the first time you have sex, you're gonna bleed everywhere, and it's
Yeah,
gonna be
your
a
cherry's
mess,
gonna pop.
and you're gonna be embarrassed. Like, I
Yeah.
wonder if that was a like, oh no, I don't want to have sex because I don't want to be embarrassed and bleed everywhere in
Right.
front of a boy.
and then people would honestly be like, oh, my cherry popped while I was riding a bike. And it's like, how do you fucking know you didn't just get your period? What do
Yeah,
you-
also that.
What do you
Yeah.
mean your
Yeah.
cherry popped and you were riding a bike? Like,
what the
how would
hell?
you even
How
know
hard are
that?
you riding that bike?
Yeah, right?
it seems
really
right.
must be like
that seems
shoving it in
strange.
there on the
Yeah.
bike seat.
Maybe it like like when you fall off on the front of the bike. I'm
I-
trying to think of like how that would even
I
happen.
have no idea. But,
you have to
but the
penetrate
word
the bike
so
seat.
hymen is a disgusting word.
Yeah, I don't like it. I don't
I
like
hate it
it.
so much. It
I don't
sounds
like it.
sounds truly
It's
gross.
like gooch. Gooch. And
Yeah.
Ew,
Oh,
I hate
I hate when boys say, "Oh, I gotta scratch my gooch." Ew.
Die.
Ew.
Die,
She
die,
licked my
die.
gooch.
Wait, what is taint the same thing as gooch?
No,
I
taint
think
is like your
it's-
butthole. Gooch is the gooch is the area between the
between.
balls and the butthole.
No, I thought that's taint. That's literally taint.
It's the same
Is it?
thing, right?
It's the same
Yeah,
thing?
I think
oh,
it's
I
the
thought
same.
taint
Both
was
of the words are disgusting.
I think taint
Is that little? I don't know.
is
What
definitely
is it?
between the two. Let's look it up. Taint versus. I hate the word gooch. I hate it.
gooch? Ew.
Gooch.
I'm just scratch my gooch.
Oh no, it's
Oh,
all,
it
all
is.
three same. Taint, grundle, or gooch is generally defined as the surface region in both males and females between the pubic symphysis and the coccyx, which is
Okay.
your
Bum.
bum.
Okay, so I didn't know. I thought taint was just a butthole.
No.
Never
No.
mind.
This is
then.
interesting. You can get wet without being aroused. Do you know that? I don't think I knew that.
How?
I'm
I don't
pretty
know.
sure it's
It
just,
just
like
happens.
discharge.
That's why I thought I was like,
Yeah.
oh, is that just that? But
I'm
maybe
pretty
just, like,
sure that's what that
soaked all the
means.
time. Who knows?
Yeah.
I also something else I found out. When you have a kid, and this is funny to
Bless you,
guys.
Noah.
God bless you, Noah.
Thank you.
To yeah, Noah's in the house. What do you think,
Noah's
Noah?
been ignoring us the whole time, and I don't blame him.
I don't blame you at all. When guys talk about like, oh, she's like so tight, she's so small, like there's no way my dick is way too big, blah 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 blah.
Ew.
Vaginas can expand more than 3 times the normal size to give birth to a child. So if you think your dick is 3 times the size as
Yeah.
someone's vagina, it will still fit.
You think your dick is the size of a baby's head? You're just
Yes.
lying to yourself.
Can I tell
You
you
got
guys
that kind of
something?
circumference? Of
Yeah.
course.
It pains me.
Say
No,
it.
it pains me so hard.
Say it.
One time I was hooking up with somebody and he was fingering me and he was like, "Are you a virgin?" I was like,
What an idiot.
No. Why? And I wasn't a virgin. I was so
Yeah.
taken aback. And he goes, "I don't know. You're just like really tight."
Gross. I hate
Ew,
it.
that's disgusting.
Do you want me to tell a story
This
to make
was
you
the
feel better?
same guy with the condom story from the last episode.
hate this
Oh,
loser.
of course.
No,
he probably says
we-
that to everyone. Are you?
Yeah,
a virgin?
I know. I hate this.
Are you
loser.
because
He's like a creep, I
He
think.
asked if I was a
I mean,
virgin
yeah.
because I asked
Yeah.
for a condom and also because apparently my vagina was too tight.
What a fucking
dude,
creep.
what?
Like, I hate this man.
No, it sucks so
I have
badly.
a-
But
I
what
have a
about
rip
when
story, if you
Yeah,
wanna
what
hear
about when people rip their vaginas open by having sex?
My
That
friend
has
did that.
kind of happened to me, not in a way that you think, where it's like, damn, like I got fucking ripped up. I was young. I was in high school still. I had been having sex, I had for like a year or two maybe, and I hooked up with someone whose dick was bigger than other people. Not anything to like call the police over, but I was like, oh,
Yeah.
whatever. And we had sex, and it was kind of like a little rough in a way that I hadn't had sex before, and I started bleeding everywhere. And I was like, oh, fuck. And then he was like, oh, what? Like, did your cherry never pop before this? Like, that's what he said. And I was like, I mean, I don't know, man. And then he kind of loved it in a way of like, oh, whoa, like whatever, like ripped you up. I'm like, that's disgusting. You're repulsive. And
Rip that
was like,
it was
rip that pussy up.
it was disgusting. And it wasn't
up.
physically like, it was on the inside. Like it was scraped up on the inside, not like physically on the outside. So I don't actually really know what happened to that. I just ignored it and then it went away. So I was like 17, but it was weird.
That's
have a
alarming.
friend-
Like when people go to the hospital because their vagina
Well,
is
yeah,
tear.
Yeah.
It wasn't. I was fine after. It was like blood in the time, like or as it was happening, and it was like, oh shit. And then I got home and I was fine.
Yeah.
So it was just kind of
Well,
like
what a relief. You don't have to
I
go to the
know.
hospital.
Honestly, imagine
That's
that
so
fucking
embarrassing.
story
Oh
to
my
my
God.
parents.
Mom, take me. Your mom's a nurse. Oh, I'll take you right up.
No
and then
way.
she takes you to the people she knows, and they're like, "Oh, Kelly ripped her
No
vagina."
fucking way. That's another thing too. I never said anything was wrong with me because I was like, if I go, I'm gonna have to tell everybody what's up because my mom knows everybody.
Exactly.
It was the worst growing up.
What's the story that you have, Brie?
I have 3 vagina stories, actually.
yeah.
We'll start off with the one that I caused. So I was with my friend freshman year of college, and we were like fucking around. We were super drunk, and she gets very like handsy when she's drunk, so she was like slapping around, and I took my friend's vape, and it was one of those big, huge box vapes, and I just like threw it at her, and it hit her straight in the vagina. An immediate, like she had gray sweatpants on, immediate bloodbath. I was like, oh my God, what did I do? What did I do? What did I do? We run to the bathroom, we check it out. It was already swollen so bad that it looked like she had a ball sack coming out of her vagina. And then we like didn't know what to do. She was like screaming, crying, it was bleeding everywhere. But like we're so drunk that we were like laughing so hard. But she was like crying. I was like, I just broke your vagina with a vape. What do we do? Like we're little freshmen in college. We don't know who to call, what to do. So we go to like the health center because it's open 24/7 on campus. And I had to bring her in, and I was like, I threw a vape at her vagina, and now it's like
What? How was she
broken.
standing up straight?
She was
like, how
sitting.
How
she
did
was
you throw
sitting
it at
like
her?
this. Like
And you
and
threw
we
it
were
like
on the ground.
you threw it like
I just
at
like
her
threw it like
vagina.
this. I just threw it at her, and it went boop. And then that happened. So we bring her there. Whatever. She had like balls for 2 weeks, and it was black and blue. And
Holy
but it went
shit.
back to normal. And then my
Thank
other friend
God.
fell off of. This was all within 2 weeks. My other friend fell off of one of the bunk beds in the dorm, and it was wood like this, and she fell right on it, and she had to get 6 stitches in her vagina. We had to bring her to the fucking emergency room. And then I have
my
another
vagina
friend
hurts.
till this day, every time she has sex, bloodbath. Every time.
I know someone like that too that bleeds every
And
time.
she doesn't know.
Really?
That fucking
She
sucks.
doesn't know why or how or what.
Oh,
so she's
that's really
scared to like
unfortunate.
have sex with people because she's like, I
I'm gonna
bleed
bleed all over the
everywhere.
place.
Yeah,
I heard
that's
so that when I was having sex, when I had that thing happen to me, I was nervous, and it had happened like 1 or 2 more times after that with different people, not anywhere close and not anywhere near as bad or as much. And I remember looking it up at the time, and it was saying that there could be like tears on the inside that just kind of like every time you have sex again, they get like reopened and rebothered, and over time they like get used to it. It's like that kind of shit. So that was the advice that I was told at the time. It was
That's
like, oh, just
crazy.
keep at it. I get kind of like a. I'm trying to compare it to something, but I'm not trying to be vulgar at the same time. Like when you get calluses on your hands, like you cut
Yeah.
your hands open
Yeah.
when you're doing yard work, but the more you do yard work, like the more calloused
build
your
the
hands
calluses,
are. It's
yeah.
kind
While
of like
doing
that
yard work,
on
yeah.
like the walls of your vagina, you know?
Oh my god.
Isn't that
You
insane?
just gotta beat it up till it
But
can't be beat
but
no
what
more.
about people? Yeah, you just gotta fuck really hard and often so that your vagina is just right.
Heals up?
What about people who like actually go to the hospital though because they tore their vagina open? What is that? I
It's
hear
the taint-
stories
the
like
I hear
that.
stories
The
like that
taint
too.
tears, the gooch tears.
What?
Like childbirth, I guess,
Yeah.
right?
Oh
My
my
friend's
god! It's got to be like
Boyfriend
massive.
did that to another girl.
It's got to be like you got to have a massive dick,
You
right?
bleed everywhere,
Yeah.
and then or a position. Like if you just it goes in wrong, position
True.
wrong, and then it tears, and then you have to stitch it up.
Because people forget, like, there's a bone in a penis. Like, it's not all
Yeah.
like cartilage and skin. There's like a little bit of a bone in there, so it's still like it can still cause some damage. Like, it's not just
You know what's got to suck? Like, you hook up with somebody for the first time. You're really excited to hook up with them, right? And then your vagina tears. And then that person probably never wants to hook up with you ever again, even though you can't help that their dick broke your vagina.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Oh, I would
No,
be
it's the worst.
devastated.
It's
I
really
would
the
be
worst.
so devastated.
I have one of my friend's sisters has this thing who I don't exactly know what it's called or how to explain it. Oh my goodness, there's a
Parade?
fire outside. if she has sex, she can only have sex sometimes, and she has a hard time with it because it's like a mental block that she has that turns into a physical block, where if she tries to have sex, it like is painful and really hurts, and it's almost like there's a wall there in the way. I don't exactly know much about it. Do you know about that?
Yeah, I had a friend in high school who kind of dealt with that. It was kind of like a mental thing.
Yeah.
That when you think too much about it, your vagina not necessarily doesn't close up, like won't clamp up. It's kind of just you're not going to be aroused, you're not going to get wet, and therefore it's going to be super dry, and it's going to be really hard to really get anything in there because your mind is like stopping you from it.
Yeah. That's sort of like what I was told. This is more, she was describing it as like a literal physical block, which didn't, to me, I was like, oh, that's,
well,
it's like some kind of medical condition. I don't know exactly what it is, but it sounds crazy.
Yeah,
Similar, it sounds like that.
When my friend would talk about it, she went to the doctor and they like told her like, this is what's happening to you. And I feel like there are probably like ways to work around it, like physical therapy, you know, people go for like, you know, their pelvis or whatever. And I feel like that's how you work through that. But I don't know.
I wonder if it's like a calming thing, like just like smoke a little weed or like take a Xanax
I think
or
people get
nerves.
very much in their heads, from my understanding of like what my friend would say, is that she just got really, really in her head about it, and then it basically just would like close off. It's not literally like a wall, but it's like almost impossible to get anything in there when you're like thinking so much about it. Like think about sticking anything into just a dry ass vagina.
No,
like it hurts.
It's not gonna happen. Yeah, it's really difficult. You know, when I feel like that, when I feel like my vagina is closed up harder than it's ever closed up before, is at the gynecologist. I fucking hate the gynecologist. Hate it. I'm so uncomfortable there.
I hate the gynecologist so much because my I don't even know how to describe this. My uterus is like tilted a certain way, more towards like the back, I think, and to the left. They told me, I don't know, I don't really remember. But when they put the thing in you, right?
Speculum.
What's called the pap smear, and they do that whole thing.
Yeah,
it hurts me so fucking bad when they like press it in a certain spot, because like my uterus is tilted a certain way and it hurts so bad. Yeah. I always thought that I was afraid to go to the gyno because I thought that I was going to like accidentally have an orgasm.
Oh my God. That's the last thing that would happen.
No,
so
I know, but when you're sticking things in you.
Yeah. You never know. No, it is, the speculum situation is incredibly uncomfortable, and there has to be a better way. Like there just has to be.
It's like horrifying. It's crank it up.
It looks like a literal torture device. Like there has to be something better than that. And then when they like close it up to pull it out, one time it happened to me, and I like recoiled and said something about it, and the doctor was like, oh no, I thought it pinched me. Like I was like, that pinched me and like pulled my insides out as you went. Like that's what it felt like just there, and I was in so much pain. And she was like, oh no, it's designed so it can't pinch. And I was like, it just fucking happened to me. So I don't know what you're saying. It's fucking crazy, but that's the kind of shit that like, why do we need that? There has to be something better.
X-ray over your vagina, right? Can't we get that technology?
Or why isn't it like a moldable, like a flexible thing?
Think about like a dildo, like a long dildo that has like a camera on the end of it, as if you're like being scoped. You know, like when you get scoped for your upper endoscopy, whatever, lower endoscopy, same shit. Why can't that be done for your vagina? It's a camera on the end.
I don't know why it has to be this metal fucking thing.
Why
from
you have to see it with your eyes?
From the 1900s.
Yes.
Like, it's like so old school.
Why do you have to see it with your eyes? And then why do you have to stick a Q-tip in there while it's open? That's fucking crazy to me. I hate it.
But the Q-tip stuff, that's all very important because they got to do the tests and stuff.
Yes.
How often do you guys go to the gyno?
Never.
I haven't been in a long time.
Really?
Too long, probably. Like I want to say like 4 years.
Oh shit!
Actually, though, I don't think you need a pap smear for like every 5. I think it's one every 5 years or something.
Right? I haven't got one yet.
You gotta.
You haven't got one?
Yeah, I need to.
I didn't go for the first time until I was like 23, I think. Okay. So yeah.
Yeah, I've been going to the gyno since I was 15 because I have a lot of issues like endometriosis and all that shit. But they didn't stick anything inside of me until I guess I was 21.
Are your gynecologists men or women?
Women.
Women.
I will never ever go to a man.
But I got a pap smear last year.
I realized the other day that I had, and I almost want to double check with my mom because I just for some reason feel like she'll tell me I'm wrong, but I remember it so specifically that I'm pretty sure as a kid going to the pediatrician, I had a male doctor, and I always like, did you guys have to get naked at the doctor when you were young, like a
Yes.
baby? You did, right?
Yeah.
I've been talking to some people, like a lot of my friends who are my age are like, no, never.
Well,
as a
naked,
kid.
but then you put the gown on, right?
Yeah,
Yes,
yeah,
but then they're always
into the gown, and then
yes,
they
but
touch
then
around. They have to touch.
They touch around, but also they like
They
touch
lift
your
up.
privates. Though.
Yeah, yeah.
Did that happen?
And they
Also,
make
what,
you-
what an adult. They touch your privates.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
like also a
I
thing
never
that was said,
understood
but
why
I hated it.
you had to get naked under the gown,
Yes.
turn around and touch your toes.
That made
That was
for your back. For
that was to check your
scoliosis.
spine.
Okay,
for
so do that when you
scoliosis.
put fucking pants
So
on.
true, honestly, so true.
I
You
guess.
need
saying,
to
I feel like
open up the asshole and see that
for some
too?
reason, I know pediatricians are like very important, and we obviously need them all the time. Something about it rubs me the wrong way. I don't know.
all that naked shit. I
the
don't know.
memories I have, I'm like, what the fuck was
Yeah,
going
we could
on
like
there?
update
Right.
the system.
And I
Yeah.
wonder what the deal is with that. Like, I wonder what
guess.
the deal
I
is.
The
mean-
bend over, touch your toes things.
I would like
always
to
threw
hear
me
from a
off.
pediatrician to say like, kind of detail a visit with a child. Like, lay it out.
I
Be like, this
know-
is what we do. This is what we check for. This is what we look for.
I'm sure they're good pediatricians. out
Yeah,
there.
no,
No, 100% there
I'm
are.
kind of like in the side of like I'm not really questioning the pediatricians. They you're a growing child. They have to check on you to
Of
make
course
sure
they do.
everything's going smoothly.
But I guess maybe I just I hated it so much.
Well,
I have such bad memories that it feels bad. I don't know.
You you maybe would have preferred to have a woman because your
For sure.
memories associated with going to the pediatrician or having a man touch your private parts at a young age.
That's probably why. That's almost why I want to ask my mom to be like, is that really true? Because that's what my memory's telling me. So I need somebody to straighten
No,
that out.
it's.
If
I
it's
mean,
wrong.
I remember my pediatricians were women though, but I remember them touching my vagina. They checked to see if I got hair. They were touching around the area. They would feel my boobs.
Yeah, yeah.
I remember all of that.
Yeah, me too.
But they were women, so I guess I didn't really think too
No,
much
mine
about
was
it.
like he was like very tall seeming and very loud and always had one of those like eye things on his head, like almost like a fake movie. Like I'm like, am I making this up? I don't think that I am though. Like these
I
are my
don't think
memories.
so.
These are my memories.
But
for
your
sure.
friend said that they didn't get naked at the
Not
pediatrician.
even. Yeah, they were like, we went to brunch recently, and my like college friends and I and my one best friend was like, oh, our other friend was telling this story about how she had to get naked at the pediatrician. I was like, yeah, and she was like, Kelly, what? And I was like, yeah, that was like the thing. And she was like, that's not right. Like that's. And then my other friend who was there was like, no, that never happened to me either. And then I started asking other people my age, and they were like, I don't remember having to take my clothes off at all, like in any point in time. It's like, that's interesting. But you guys are telling me something
always.
different. So maybe my
Every time I
Every
went,
time.
every year I got
Clothes off,
naked.
I'll be back when you put the gown on.
every time because it was
Yeah.
so uncomfortable. I'll like never forget it. I'm like, I
Yeah.
hate it because I hated being naked. So
That's
it
what I'm
was like
saying.
yeah.
You are just very uncomfortable with being
Yeah.
naked because we don't have the same experience on this. Like when I think
Totally.
about the pediatrician, it was fine. I went to the pediatrician. They
Yeah,
told
no.
me get undressed. I put the gown
Yeah.
on. They touched me a little bit, and I went on
Yeah.
my way.
Mine was a total dread situation. At the pediatrician I went to, we would go and there were two sides to the place. This side like was for checkups, and the other side is if you were sick. And every time I went, because I was sick, I was like, thank God, like I get to go to the sick side. I know that I can keep my clothes on. Like I don't have to
Oh my
take them off.
gosh.
Yeah, it was like a thing that I dreaded. I never talked to my mom about this, but I definitely have to.
Yeah, you should.
Yeah. It's weird.
Or like a therapist.
Also that, yeah. Also that.
For
I
sure.
just need people to like confirm my memories or like, but I also don't want to get gaslit low key. So I don't know.
What do you mean gaslit?
Like I don't want my memories to be told to me
By
in like
your
a
mom?
like yes it was that, but like you're making this up. Like you're making up like how uncomfortable you were. It's like I remember how uncomfortable I was.
Right.
Why the fuck was I so uncomfortable?
She may remember everything that happened correctly.
Yes.
but not the way you
not the
felt.
feeling. So I think I'm it's almost like a thing in my head that's like a doom looms over when you think about it, like a bad memory.
Yeah.
But I feel like maybe as an adult I don't have to look at it
Right.
that way.
I feel like there are so many things with the vagina that like you always think there's something wrong with your vagina. Like something will happen and you have to Google it, and then all of a sudden it's like, oh, I have cancer. Or then you find articles, and this is me all the time. I find articles that are like, yes, this happens to your vagina and it's normal. And I'm
Yeah.
like, oh, phew, okay.
That's like this whole
good.
thing I'm reading to you. It's like, yes, this and this, blah, blah, blah. That's the tone of this article.
Because there's
I
so
keep
much
reading
shit
on.
that happens. You're like, uh-oh.
Yeah, what's going on
Yeah.
down there?
So- and most of the time it's usually just a UTI.
Yeah.
Right? Like,
Yeah.
Oh, UTIs are the fucking worst pain in the whole entire world. I went through like a month where I got one every single week and they would never go away.
do you think UTIs are like kind of genetic?
They no, I don't think they're genetic. I think that if you're
prone to them.
you get them a lot. Like I
Right.
get them
Yeah.
all the time.
I think everyone in my
Yeah.
family is like really prone to UTIs.
Interesting.
My mom's
I
got
wonder if it's
UTI
genetic.
meds stacked in the house because
Yeah.
Yeah.
everyone in my family is just
There's like nothing you can do. You just gotta sit there. And
It's
hope
the
it
worst
goes
feeling.
away.
UTIs are
They're awful.
It's awful. Or have you ever gotten like UTI pain and then you go and you're like, this is definitely a UTI. I'm going to go to the doctor. They're going to give me medicine. I'm going to be cured. And then you go and they're like, no, everything's all cool. And you're like, then why the fuck do I feel this way? That was happening to me for a few months last year. It drove me nuts. Drove me nuts.
I feel like that happens all the time. And then you go, like, you'll go by the, I'll then, if somebody's telling me like, oh, nothing's wrong, you're fine, I'll still go by the like pain, anti-pain, the cranberry,
same,
whatever,
yeah.
or the shit that the azo that turns your
tabs,
pee
yeah.
orange.
Azo.
Yeah. That kind of shit is crazy. This,
Would you guys rather have a UTI or a yeast infection?
Yeast
You-
infection. UTI. My UTIs are painful.
I think I
never had a yeast
almost would
infection,
rather
though.
have a yeast infection.
I
well,
think-
you've never had a yeast infection?
No.
That's a bold answer.
No, I was
for
gonna say,
somebody
I'm
who
like,
has a
I might
yeast
say
infection.
UTI because yeast infections are the fucking
Yeast
worst.
Do
infections-
yeast infections hurt?
Yes, they are uncomfortable.
They're more uncomfortable and more so maybe a little bit itchy.
Yes.
Whereas UTIs are just pain.
Yeah.
So I think and yeast infections go away quick with like Monistat, the medicine. It's like a little egg thing, like with
like a suppository
ointment cream,
for
and
your-
you
Yeah,
stick
you
it
have
up
to
your
stick them.
vagina,
My roommate
and
used to
then
always get them.
usually you put like a pad on or something at night, and just it like leaks out and cleans you out. I almost rather the yeast infection than the UTI, even though yeast infections are far more gross and like a lot more to deal with. A UTI is just painful.
Yeah, I would rather
like,
yeast
I can-
infection.
There's always, I see people joking around about this all the time, and it's so true. If you have a yeast infection and you have sex, it feels so good because the
'Cause it's itching,
penis
'cause
is
it-
like
right.
itching you.
Oh my god.
That's so true.
It's like
it's
like a
true.
miracle worker. It's
Yeah.
like the best feeling ever if you have a yeast infection.
It
and
feels
have sex.
fantastic,
Because
but
you're
it's
like,
like-
oh, they're getting an itch that I can't scratch. You know what I mean? Because
That's
you
exactly
could, but
right.
like realistically, you're not really gonna stick all your fingers up there and
No,
itch
no.
around. But when a dick's in there, like going
doing
in
the
and
job.
out, and you're like, oh my god, right
But
there.
then right after you have the sex and the yeast infection, then it really hurts. Then
Yeah,
it's like,
you-
ow, fuck.
Then you
like,
have
this
an
doesn't feel
even
good.
worse yeast infection because
Yes.
you're not supposed to have
Yes.
sex on a yeast
It's
infection.
even worse. This last thing on the list here, it says, got cramps? Your vagina might help with that. Apparently, try giving yourself an orgasm to stimulate the release of feel-good chemicals like dopamine and serotonin. This I have experience with. I feel like every time I have my period, I'm like trying to masturbate all day. Like that's
it's horny. You get horny.
also
around
that,
your
but
period.
it does feel bad. Like I don't. It makes my. Also, it helps with period migraines. If I have my period and I get really bad period migraines, like usually the day before it starts, I like can't even leave the dark in my house, and I should probably go to the doctor for that, but. I'll just like masturbate for a couple of hours and then it will help. Like it'll go away.
hours?
Well, on and off. People always
Oh,
get freaked
okay.
out when I say that. I'm not literally for 4 hours sitting there.
Well, it's what it
it's on
sounds
and off,
like.
on and off, on
But
and off.
on and off, on and off, on and off is a kind of a lot.
Well, it helps my headache.
No, I know. I mean, you power to you. Good for you. It just seems like after once for me, I'm like, okay.
Oh wow, yeah, no, not quite over here. But it really does help the headache, or at least takes your
Going to
mind
Pound
off
Town
it.
for 5
Right.
hours.
Honestly, well, I always
All
say it's like
day.
on an afternoon. It's like, oh, I'll be able to watch a movie, and I'll be like, well, maybe one more time, and like, oh, you know, it's just kind of around
Yeah,
and it's
yeah.
there. But especially if I have a migraine like that, it weirdly does help. So I don't know, and then cramps too.
Orgasms are medicine.
They kind of are. Like
That's
I will go to my grave saying that. Ever since I figured out that I could masturbate, then 4 years ago,
Yeah.
then I've decided that it's my favorite medicine.
That's a beautiful way to transition into the next topic, vacations. But before we get into that, what has been your guys' favorite vacation ever? Top of the head. Don't even think about it. Favorite vacation.
Cruise 2016 with my friends and my cousins was best cruise, best vacation of my whole entire life. We still talk about it to this day.
Wow. I honestly cannot think of one right off the top of my head. Best vacation. Nothing is really standing. Oh, so stupid. Japan, obviously. I went to Japan for my friend's wedding, and we ended up staying for 2 weeks with like a whole group of friends, and I got to see like it was the first place I've ever traveled to internationally. Like I've never been anywhere, and I happened to like be able to go to Japan, and it was like I've never shut the fuck up about it since.
That's a great
It
destination.
happened 2 years ago, and I literally
yeah,
work it
maybe
into every
Australia,
conversation I have.
actually.
Yeah. Oh, you went to Australia too?
Yeah, I went to Australia
that's
for a month and it
cool.
was fucking
A whole
awesome.
month?
Oh, was it like a spring
It was
abroad thing?
It was like a high school study abroad thing, but we
Awesome.
didn't have to do any school shit. We went in the summer and we traveled all over Australia. We flew everywhere and we stayed on a farm for the last like 4 days and just like with all the crazy animals, and it was so cool.
That's
That
so
is
fun.
really, really cool.
Yeah, it was so
That's
fun.
I want to
amazing.
do something like that.
Do
What's
it.
your
Done
favorite
anything
vacay?
Probably Bahamas when I was 7 years old.
You do love the Bahamas.
I
You're
love
a
the
Bahamas
Bahamas
bitch, yeah.
But I went on so many. I've been on so many great vacations after that. So many fun ones. But for some reason, that one really sticks out to me because I was really young and all the people we were with were older, like my parents and then my sister and our neighbors, and they were like older, cooler kids. And so I felt so cool being around them. And I just remember that feeling of like feeling like, oh my God, I'm in the Bahamas with like these like 18-year-olds or like however old everybody was.
Yeah.
And I just felt so fucking cool. And also because the Bahamas is awesome. Probably not my favorite vacation ever, but that's the one that comes to my mind where I was like,
I think that's
great vacation.
I would say I was one similar to that. One year, my parents had a stretch where they still do this, but now without me and my brother, but had a stretch where they would rent a big beach house on the Jersey Shore for a week. Like my grandparents live on Long Beach Island, but they don't live on the beach. And then so my parents would rent one like literally on the beach or the same street as the beach for like a long week right at the end of June before like busy season really picked up. And we would go down and they would be like, invite whatever friends you want. Like anybody can come. So me and my brother would both like invite a bunch of friends and they'd like stay. It was always one of those big like 7-room houses. And we'd like stay in all the rooms and my dad would be like grilling all day long and we're drinking all day long, going to the beach, having a great time. Those were always like just really, really fun times.
I was going to
Just
say,
good
I
times.
feel like some of the best vacations are the ones close to home. Like
Yeah.
I go to the Cape for the summer or Martha's Vineyard. Like those ones are kind of the best. It doesn't really feel like a vacation because you're just like going a couple hours away, but then it's the most fun.
Yeah.
Honestly, when I went to Cooperstown as a kid for my brother's baseball tournament, that shit was awesome.
I'm saying,
that
dude.
shit was great.
That's
and like I've
interesting.
been on a million like
you can invite
Aruba,
everyone.
Bahamas,
Of
all
course,
these
yeah,
tropical
yeah.
Punta Cana tropical vacations, but Cooperstown.
Yeah, I've been like into different countries and whatever, but I went to Lake Placid once for like a few days. And it was like
Yeah.
one of the best ones. It's like such a random, like there's
So
not even that much to
fun.
do there.
Like
Yeah.
a lake house or a beach house vibe. That's always
They're the best. They're
Yeah.
the best. What do you guys like? This is such a hard question even for me. Like better, like a lake house or a beach house?
Beach house.
See, I love New Hampshire and I go to New Hampshire a lot. So I'm less scared of lakes. Like I'll actually like dive off of the boat in the middle of a lake. But when it comes to the ocean, I'm like a little more scared. But I love both of the vibes.
I'm more scared of a lake.
Oh, that's crazy.
Oh yeah, I think I think I am.
I'll kill a fish.
I'm very much in the middle. It depends actually where the beach is. Like if it's a northeastern beach above New Jersey or above Long Island, I guess I don't care. Like that, I feel like above when the sand starts getting like rocky or that orange color, like Cape Cod beach, I don't really love. Like there's only certain beaches that I like. All the way to
Yeah.
New Hampshire, that kind of beach is like rocks, right? Like it's not,
No,
or some of them are.
It's lake, so
Or sorry, not New Hampshire. Maine. I'm thinking
Maine,
of Maine
yeah,
has like
probably,
rocky
like, rocks,
beaches,
yeah.
stuff like that. And Massachusetts kind of like around it. Like it's not always the regular sand.
Well, to be honest, I actually don't even think I said beach house so quickly. I don't even think I've been on a beach house vacation. I think I've
Really?
only been on a lake
Yeah.
vacation. Lakes they're fun. They're really
fun.
great vacations.
Yeah.
But I think I would love to go on a vacation where the house is on the beach.
Have you been to like,
Yeah.
Outer Banks? Have you never been to the Outer Banks?
No.
Outer Banks, that's on the list of like top vacations.
Yeah.
Like my parents and a couple of their friends, they all got one of those like mega houses. So it was like 4 families in one of those big fucking things right on. It was in
that's awesome.
Like
Corolla
grown-ups.
Beach. Yes. We were in Corolla Beach on the Outer Banks and we had like it was right on the water. We had a thing right to the beach. And when you get further down south, the sand gets finer. So it was like really, really soft sand and it was great. And there was like the little crabs everywhere. And that I got sun poisoning on that trip, but it was so fun. Like it was
Worth it.
It was so worth
Worth
it.
the sun poisoning.
So worth it. I had a white bathing suit with red cherries on it. And it was like, I don't even know what, the smallest size of all time. I think I was 12 or 13 on this trip. And I remember being like, oh, it's me and my, pasty as fuck. Like, oh, look at me in my white bathing suit. Like I'm so cute, whatever. I was the color of the cherries on my bathing suit when it was done. Like at the end of the day, I came up and I'm talking to my mom. I was like, I think I got sunburn. And she's like, did you not put sunscreen on? I was like, I just wanted a base. And she's like, you are going to get skin cancer now. Like you're
That's
12 and that's it.
Your mom's job though to make sure you put sunscreen on.
Yeah,
You know
well.
what I'm saying?
I probably lied to her and said I did.
for sure.
I'm sure.
What is your guys' ideal vacation day?
What do you mean?
Ooh.
Like the best day ever on a vacation?
Yeah, the best day ever on a vacation.
God.
Mine is you wake up, you get to the beach early. You get out there, you're laying out for a while, you got drinks, you got food, you hop on a jet ski, you do some water activities, and then you get back to the hotel room around 3-4 o'clock. You take a nice little well, you take a shower first, then you get into the hotel bed and it's so clean, and you take a nice little nap, and then you wake up and you get ready to go out for the night, and then you just have like a really fun night out.
Do you ever feel guilty about sleeping on vacation though? Because it's like, oh, I'm here and I'm just like wasting it.
I can't take naps on vacation.
I do, but
I will in the sun. I'll take a nap outside.
I can't nap outside, like in the sun on the beach. I can't do that. I think if I'm out on the beach from 9 a.m. to 3 p.m., I'm like, I've put in the work. It's time for a nap, and then get out there at night.
Yeah. I like a nap, but I won't start taking naps until like later in the trip. Say it's like a week-long trip. By like the 4th day, I'll be like, okay, I'm gonna go to the beach. I'll get out there like 10:30. I'll be out there till like 1, and maybe I'll come back and like open the windows and let the breeze come in as I read a book and kind of doze off. Like that's a great.
That's pleasant.
Isn't that wonderful? Like that's my favorite day.
The way you described it sounded nice.
It is real. It's a draw from personal experience, and it's lovely. And that's the same kind of like I like a beach trip for that reason.
Mine,
so nice.
I had my dream vacation day, and I wanted to do it every day again. The cruise, the 2016 cruise.
Wow.
We stopped at Haiti, and it was like the most packed full day ever, and that was like the best vacation day for me ever. I want to like get up, do stuff until the fucking sun goes down. We woke up, we had a buffet breakfast, we went swimming on the like water park on the cruise. We get off, we go immediately to the ocean water park. There was an ocean water park that was so cool.
Ocean water park.
Yeah.
What was that like?
It was like all the the huge inflatable things that you see in movies, but like the good ones, like you never actually get to go to those.
Yeah.
We got to go to that one. It was so awesome.
Sick.
And we were like we weren't drinking, so it was like, I don't know, it was like real fun. And we did that, and then we went zip lining across like the whole ocean. Then we went 4-wheeling, and then we went back on the cruise, and then we got super fucked up, and like that's just so awesome.
Yeah,
like a fun packed day.
Yeah, a lot of thrill, a lot of activity, adventure,
Yeah.
and
then you get to go back and chill.
Yeah, and then the point where you point out where you were not drinking, so
Yeah.
you were like genuinely having a good
Like,
time,
having
and
fun,
it's not
yeah.
because of any alcohol or drugs
Yeah.
or anything, just good old fun.
Good old
Yeah,
fun. Yeah, it was so fun.
Do you guys prefer
Let's
a
get to
relaxing
fucking amusement park?
I say you're dying for that. Are you guys do you prefer a relaxing vacation or a action-packed exploring kind of vacation more? Which one do you like
so
more?
bored on a relaxing vacation.
I like a mixture of both.
I do too. I like
one day to be like, oh, we're gonna go on this excursion, we're gonna go zip lining or do whatever, and then the next day it's like, okay, we're gonna calm down on the beach, and then maybe the next day, like depending how long you're there, I like a good mix of things.
I feel the exact same way.
Where, like, if you're somewhere where you feel like you need to be exploring and seeing stuff, then it's like, oh, I'm missing out if I'm just laying on the beach. But if it's like a chill vacation,
right,
that's fine.
Like if I were to go to like Italy, which I really want to go to, I don't see myself just sitting on a beach all day. Like I would be like,
you want to explore the city,
go
to places,
go around,
Yeah.
that type of thing.
Do you guys have any crazy vacation stories, like something crazy that's happened on vacation?
Oh, this was the first one that comes to mind. Not to me specifically, but in the Bahamas, the second trip that we took, not the first one, the second one, my sister was walking and this guy just walked behind my sister and slapped her ass, and my dad fucking chased him down the entire hotel.
Oh my God.
And then he just like gave up and was like,
wild.
That's insane.
That just came
Slapping
to my
those
mind.
cheeks.
I'm sure I have more, but that was like one that really stood out.
Yeah, that's
we
bizarre.
were talking about that all night.
I don't think I have any crazy stories now I think about it. Like nothing comes to mind as like a standout crazy vacation moment. Like I feel like most vacations, I honestly haven't been on a lot of
What
vacations.
about when we jumped in the ocean naked?
Well, yes, okay. That
was
counts.
crazy
That
for you.
counts.
Yeah.
That to me, I guess when
I don't think you remember it that
I don't.
much.
That's what I'm saying. I don't remember it so much, so it's like not on my radar. Also, the whole trip of Aruba was like, I felt like that didn't happen to me. Like lately I've been having this thing like, oh my God, I can't believe that happened to me. Like it hasn't sunk in yet that those are my stories, even though that it happened to me. You know what I mean? Like it was too recent, I think.
I feel like you must have some crazy vacation stories.
I have a lot of crazy ones. I'm trying to think of, well, for one, on that crazy cruise, I literally met a boy from Ohio. We dated for 2 years after. That was just crazy in itself. I also went missing for a night on that cruise, but enough of that cruise.
You're so obsessed with that cruise.
Was so
that cruise was the
fun.
highlight of
it
your
was
whole
11
fucking life.
days long with my fucking best friends, and like it was just so fucking fun. But Jersey Shore, Atlantic City. No, yeah, it was Atlantic City. And then we like went to the Jersey Shore for a day. But I went with my 4 best friends from high school. We were 15. My mom brought us because it was like her work trip, and she got us like you know how the rooms are connected. There's like a door in between,
Yeah,
so
yeah.
she got us like our separate room, but like she was right there.
Yeah.
And we smuggled a bunch of handles of Svedka. We brought the weed. We're 15. I had full mouth of braces. They were letting us drink in the casino 007s. We were drinking the 007s with 40-year-old men, and one of my friends made out with the 40-year-old man. It was
What?
oh my god, it was pedophilia. When we look back at it,
I mean,
we're like,
yeah, you were
100%.
15.
that
Yeah,
was
well,
wrong.
that's
That was wrong.
so wrong.
But then we went to the beach. We went like on the beach at night to smoke, and the cop pulls up on the four-wheeler, and I'm like lighting the little bowl that I had. It's like a little elephant bowl, and we see him, and I throw it. He goes, I fucking saw you throw it. Like, go pick that up. And I was like, I'm not from here. We're not from here. He's like, it doesn't matter. Like, weed is not legal anywhere. And he like literally, there was like 3 seats on the back of the four-wheeler. He sits us all on him, and he's like driving us off like he's going to arrest us. And I was like, guys, like, we just gotta jump and we gotta go. So we jump off and go. I don't think he was ever gonna arrest us, but
No.
like he was like scaring the shit out of us. So we should have never jumped off, but we jumped off of it, ran into the beach and hid in the bushes. And then we were scared to leave the beach. And it was only like 2 a.m. So we stayed on the beach until the sun came up. And we were like all just like, so like, what the fuck? Let's go skinny dipping. We went skinny dipping while the sun was coming up. Construction workers were doing construction because it was like Atlantic City Boardwalk. It's like trash.
Yeah.
And
Yes.
Yeah.
It's
all
a
the old
free
men were
beach. Like anybody can go
whistling
there.
at us, naked little girls jumping in the ocean. It was, and we had so
Oh
many
my God.
pictures.
This whole trip is
Which we-
inappropriate.
I know everything about it is
was so
inappropriate.
inappropriate.
That
But
is
honestly, so
crazy,
funny.
man.
Yeah, but having a story
Vacation
like that,
brings out someone of you that you didn't even know
of
existed.
course.
Yeah. Oh,
and it's
absolutely.
always
Yeah,
a
that's
great
what I
time.
It's always a great time.
And you always look back on those stories and you're like, I'm glad I did that. It's
Yeah.
crazy in the
Yeah.
moment, but like, fuck yeah, we
it's on
we
vacation.
escaped a cop.
Yeah.
Fuck the
That's wild.
police.
Yeah. Fuck
I
the
guess I
police.
didn't think about like spring break as a vacation. Like that to me sounds like it's obviously wasn't, but it sounds like a spring break
Yeah,
situation.
yeah.
I feel like we went to Panama City Beach one time, but that didn't feel like a vacation because we were just like blacked out.
It's like spring break.
yeah, it was like blah, whatever. And that was a lot of like debauchery, but not like that. That's a wild story.
Yeah, that was fun.
Yeah.
I love
Wow.
crazy stories.
Do you know that what my Nana says about vacations or tan people specifically? In olden times, when you were really pale and like a little chubby and whatever, you were considered rich because you were able to like not be outside working in the fields and you were able to like eat all the time. And it was just like, it showed that you were plentiful.
wealthy.
Yeah, you're wealthy and whatever. But my Nana now says, whenever she sees really tan people, she's like, oh, they must be rich. And I'm like, why do you think that? And she's like, well, they have all this time to lay out in the sun. Like they must not have to work. Like they must be rich. And I'm like, that is an interesting time. So now I'm always like in search for a tan because I want people to think that I'm rich when I'm not. Because it's like, oh, look at me being so rich and tan. Like, don't worry about it. Like I'm just really tan and rich.
If you think about it, like older men when they're tan, it's like you've been on the beach and you're rich. You
No,
know
they're
that.
just spending time on the beach. They're in
Yeah.
Florida.
They got all that time. They got all that time to
They
go on the
got
beach. Like
lots
they
of
must
time.
be. They
Time
must
and
be
money.
rich or retired.
Yeah.
I guess.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
All right, I think it's time to get into our final V.
Dun, 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 dun.
Dun dun dun. But first, guys, sometimes I just do not have the energy to go home and cook myself a meal.
Feel
I
that.
really don't. I'm super lazy.
I mean, never.
I
feel
also,
that.
just don't even want to go to the grocery store. I don't want to do any of that. And with the help of Daily Harvest, we don't have to do that because
No, we
we
don't.
are getting fresh, organic fruits and vegetables delivered right to our door with Daily Harvest. They got the smoothies. They got the harvest bowls. They got the flatbreads. I personally love the
the
flatbreads.
flatbread.
The flatbreads are my personal favorite. The artichoke, put a little balsamic vinegar on that after I put it in my air fryer. It's chef's kiss. It's delicious.
The sweet potato flatbread
Yeah.
too.
Oh,
Oof.
everything about it is so good. And Daily Harvest is ready when you are. You keep everything in your freezer, and then it's ready in a matter of like 5 to 10 minutes. Each thing that you get from Daily Harvest is ready so fast, so quick. And when you are having one of those lazy days, Daily Harvest is there for you. They also never use preservatives or added sugar or artificial anything, including their recently launched almond milk, which is spelled MYLK, which is made of only almonds and a dash of sea salt. That is it, everybody. So get started today. Go to dailyharvest.com and enter our promo code HIGH to get $25 off your first box. Once again, that's promo code HIGH at dailyharvest.com and you'll get $25 off your first box. It's an absolute bargain, everybody. Try Daily Harvest. You will not regret it. The last V of the episode is villains. I want to know, who is your guys' favorite villain?
Favorite villain? A real life villain or a cartoon villain? Or could be
Just
either.
like, I would say a fictional villain.
Oh, I have a real life villain that I respect.
Who's that?
I gotta look up his name.
Oh, well, you don't even know
Why
his
you
name?
think about that?
Well, he's the guy.
You think about that. I would say if a fictional villain who's like a cartoon, I gotta go Maleficent.
Okay.
She's a bad bitch. Great cheekbones. If I'm going, also Ursula. Shout out to Ursula. I love her too. And Cruella de Vil. Wow, I just love them all, honestly. If we're going fictional characters, people, I'm going Amy Dunn, played by Rosamund Pike in the movie Gone Girl.
Oh yeah,
That's a good one.
Forever, she's forever my, like, low-key kind of my idol.
Yeah.
Like, I love her
Yeah.
to death. She's my favorite.
Mine was Angelica from Rugrats.
You would love Angelica.
I loved Angelica growing up. Like, so much so, my parents were concerned how much I loved Angelica growing up. And I really love Heath Ledger as the Joker, which I feel like is a very
yes.
obvious answer, but I really loved when that movie came out, and I
He was great.
really loved him as the Joker.
He was great.
That was
Yeah.
awesome.
Because it's just, at the time when that movie came out, was in the prime of my acting career.
Obviously.
And, I was just so impressed.
Yeah, you were so.
Well, I think he embodied you a few weeks ago. Like, he came into your body a few weeks ago and you did your performance.
Yes,
as the Joker
exactly.
as
That's
Heath
what I'm
Ledger.
saying. Like, I
you're
really
connected.
admired his performance on a whole other level.
Yeah, you're
That was
connected.
beautiful.
Yep.
That was beautiful.
Certainly
I
was.
don't know any fictional ones I love, but the Rick Singer guy from the college scandal.
Admission scandal.
Oh my
he
God.
capped his way to the motherfucking top. He literally started from nothing, made up this whole fake business, made everyone believe him, said all of this crazy shit, and everyone was like, oh, yeah, that sounds true. Yeah, you're right. And he
Sounds
just
legit.
was lying about everything, and then he was a multimillionaire, and now he's just chilling. Like,
Yeah.
respect. Like, you did some bad shit, but good job.
You got away with it.
That's
Yeah.
Like,
It's
good
kinda-
fucking job.
That's
kinda
another
like-
level of villain of like when you get caught, throw everyone under the bus and
Yeah.
like you're
Yeah,
good.
and now he's just
Yeah, and it's
chilling.
like, it's
He's
fine.
surfing. He has like there's like paparazzi videos of him surfing. Like, are you serious?
Not a care in the world.
It's kind of like Billy McFarland, who was in jail, but
Yes.
like at the same time, you're like, Billy McFarland, bad guy, but I almost tipped my cap to you because the
Yeah.
Fire Festival looked lit.
As it looked like it was gonna be
It
great.
was gonna be
Yeah.
great.
It was a good
idea if it was-
You know
if
who's,
it was
like
all
a real
real.
villain in real life who like no one likes? Martin Shkreli.
Everyone fucking hates
Everyone
that guy.
hates
I
that
hate
guy.
that guy too. I can't stand
that
that.
I don't really
asshole.
know much about him to
He
even give an
was-
opinion.
People with, not to bring up my peanut thing, but like anyone who has like an EpiPen hates that guy, especially because he like raised all the prices. Like it went from like
Oh,
$50 or something to like $1,000 for like an EpiPen or just like regular shit that so people couldn't afford it. Like
He's
medicine.
in.
Well,
yeah,
that's
he's in like
crazy.
medical.
Oh.
I can't think of the word. Like
I've seen
markets.
videos.
Like
He
markets.
bought-
Pharmaceutical?
Pharmaceutical shit. Yeah, something like that.
What was
Something
that
bad.
album he
annoying.
bought? Like never released
Wu-Tang
by
Clan.
Wu-Tang Clan, and
Yeah.
then he just bought it to have it and like won't put it out or
Won't
ever.
play it. Won't
Oh,
ever
he's
do anything
a
with it. Yeah.
super fucked
He's-
up.
he
and he's
feeds
the one
off
that had.
that.
Oh my God, he's the one too that had the woman got a whole like expose about it. She was in a relationship with him, like in jail. Like he was pretending to be in a relationship with her, and she would like visit him and write him and whatever. And then they asked, and then she was like, "He's my boyfriend. Like we love each other. When he gets out, we're getting married." She like divorced her husband. Like this whole thing, left her life behind to then hitch her wagon to this man who's still in jail. And then when he was asked about it, like on the stand or something, he was like, that's not my, who's that? Like,
Oh,
just like
no.
fuck that.
That's
That's,
kinda
what he
savage.
said. Fucked up. No, so
really
I'm
fucked
kind of
up.
like now remembering that story. I'm kind of like, all right.
He's the type of guy who like he wants to be the villain. Like
Yes.
he loves it.
Loves
Yeah.
it. You know who else is a good villain? He's not really a villain, but he sometimes is portrayed as a villain, and I love him so much when he is Jeff Bezos. I love when people talk shit about Jeff Bezos being like, oh, fucking money hungry man, blah, blah. I'm like, Amazon's the greatest invention I've ever been a part of in
Yeah.
my whole life, and I love him for it.
Well, I think with Jeff Bezos, it's just like people are like, oh my God, he has so much money. Like, how can he have that much money? And the other people are obviously suffering. But it's like, well, Jeff Bezos created Amazon.
That's what I'm saying.
and
What?
that's just something
That's
we
the
need to
only
deal
argument.
with.
Yeah. What about
Same
Simon
with-
Cowell?
Oh, Simon
I love
Cowell.
Simon.
I wouldn't
Yeah.
even paint
Well, I
him
feel
as
like
a
he
villain.
tries to be a villain, but
He tries to
a
be.
he's got a big heart.
He's got a heart of gold.
Everybody hated him so much when he was first years of American Idol. I remember that people hated Simon. Like they were like, boo
brutally
Simon. Like he was
honest.
booed all the time. He was honest. And I was like, Paula Abdul will say anything to these people to make them smile. Randy Jackson would just be like, blah, blah, blah,
That's why
dog,
American
blah,
Idol
blah, blah,
sucks now,
dog.
'cause it's like Katy Perry. They're all just like, oh, good job.
Yeah, they're all, it's too nice.
That's why
It's
nobody's
no-
watching it.
Nobody's
Meanwhile,
mean.
people loved it because Simon Cowell
The best thing-
was honest.
And if he stood up for you, it was like, oh
It's like,
my
wow,
god,
Yeah, like
the
the
talent.
Simon
Videos
Cowell.
where Simon Cowell is like moved to tears. You're like,
Yes.
holy shit, I'm
yeah,
good.
make
Yeah,
you
yeah, yeah.
feel something.
Amazing. And I mean, he was third response for a reason because it'd be like, yes, yes. And Tom would be like, absolutely dreadful. And we'd be
Yeah.
like, yes, Simon.
Yeah.
Like, you're such an asshole. Like, tell
Yeah.
us more. It was the best. It
Yeah,
was the
I feel like
best.
some villains you can tip your cap to, and then
Yeah.
there are obviously like there's the shitty villains. We don't even need to get into them though. You know,
No,
like,
we
people
don't.
know like Hitler was a bad fucking guy.
Yeah, that's a bad fucking
There's
guy.
no, there's
nobody's
no working
ever.
around
Worse
that.
than a villain.
No one's
Yeah,
ever
he's
saying
not
cool
even a
things about
villain.
him.
He's just like the worst
A
person
dictator.
to ever exist.
Yeah, he's a dictator.
Whereas
yeah.
like Angelica.
You know who
That's
I
a
think
cute
are
villain.
Yeah.
you know who I think are bad villains that people like and think are funny? The sticky bandits from Home Alone. People are like, they're so funny.
Yeah.
The guys who try to break in and whatever. I'm like, they're the worst villains of all time.
Yeah.
Like, they
Never
just,
seen Home Alone.
Oh my
honestly,
fucking
can I tell you
God.
something? You're not missing much.
No,
Everybody
that's
fucking
crazy.
screams
From
me.
beginning
classic.
to end,
It's a
actually.
classic.
Home
I've
Alone
seen
2
parts of it.
Home Alone 2 is
good.
awesome.
Home Alone 2 is good. 'cause
Those
it's 'cause
guys
they're
are
in New
funny
York.
in there.
They're
too.
funny there, but it's the same kind of thing though, where they're just like they're stupid.
Well, they're so stupid.
I
That
don't like the
it's kinda funny.
stupid villains. Also, too, the villains in 101 Dalmatians. The guys trying to like steal the puppies.
Yeah.
They're like Cruella's henchmen. They're fucking stupid too. Like they're just dumb. You know who we had? I want to say 6. I'm not exaggerating when I say this. I could pull them all up. 6 voicemails. People calling in specifically to defend Sharpay Evans from High School Musical.
Well,
Wow, that's random.
Yes. So random.
And
I had one to save to play, and then I kept listening, and there were 5 more.
I will say I loved Sharpay when High School Musical came
So did
out.
I.
I loved Sharpay.
A trip to the spa, endless days in my chase, the whole world according to moi.
Excuse me? Thank you.
Ice
Ice
cream
tea. Yeah. The
imported
whole
from
thing's
it.
amazing.
Whole thing.
Sharpay was unreal. And I feel like if you liked Gabriella over Sharpay, you just weren't a bad bitch.
No, you were not a bad bitch at all. The girl in the
You're a
voice,
pick
the
me.
one voicemail that I was going to play, but we'll skip it now. But the
Me, Troy.
she was like, I can't believe. She's like, I can't believe. She's like,
"Oh, 'cause I
I
like
feel bad
Sharpay,
for
I get
Sharpay. She's like, I feel bad for Sharpay because, you know, of course she's like worked her whole life to do this and blah blah blah, and some rando comes in and like tries to take her spotlight and gets the guy and gets the lead in the play. Like I'd be
Yeah.
pissed too. It's not that she's like a bitch. She just had her whole shit torn out from under her when she was working her whole life towards something.
Well,
That
to
was
be
her
honest, Gabriella was better though.
Gabriella was better.
Performance-wise, Gabriella, she was more composed, calm. She
looked better with Troy.
Yeah, she looked better with Troy.
Yeah.
Sharpay, her acting was too over the top.
I think the problem is Sharpay is Broadway, Gabriella was movies, you
Yeah.
know, and then they ended up like, you know, for the movie, Gabriella was better. Sharpay would fucking kill it on Broadway. Like if High School Musical was on Broadway, Sharpay should act like that. And I bet, was there ever a High School Musical on Broadway?
No, but there was High School Musical concert.
Concert, yeah. But I feel like if there was a Broadway version, like a constant Broadway version, I bet the Broadway version of Sharpay would be even bigger and louder and more obnoxious than Sharpay in the movie.
Yeah, it would be so larger than life. Whereas
Yeah.
because Gabriella is kind of like a timid role.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
the Sharpay role is just more iconic on that type of stage.
Mm-hmm. I think that Gabriella was just like intimidated by Sharpay's passion and presence.
I actually don't think Gabriella was intimidated. Well, she was a little intimidated by Sharpay, but not as much as Sharpay wanted Gabriella to be.
Yeah, I think.
I also
Gabriella
think
was
Troy
kinda
Bolton
like,
couldn't handle her.
Yeah,
I know I'm better.
Yeah, and Gabriella kind
But
of
she
was like,
didn't
well,
say it.
Troy's into me.
Yeah, I'm winning, Sharpay. Just
Right.
so you know.
I also think that Troy was into Gabriella because Sharpay was too much woman for him.
Too high maintenance, maybe.
High maintenance, sure, but she loved Troy. She was all over him, wanted to give him everything, wanted to adore him and whatever. And he just was like, "Oh, it's too much." It's like, "Sorry, you can't handle all this."
She was
love."
also mean. We're forgetting though.
Well, yeah, to be honest, like I wouldn't date Sharpay. You know?
Yeah, I wouldn't.
Like if I'm gonna date Sharpay or Gabriella, I'm picking
I think
Gabriella.
I'm picking Sharpay. Gabriella was snooze fest to me. Fucking snooze fest. Always complaining. Always, Troy, I don't know.
No, you know
Joy,
how I would have
I'm
picked
picking, like,
so
make
hot.
up your
Justice
fucking
for
mind.
Kelsey.
Yeah, Kelsey.
I would
was
have
a
picked
good
Kelsey
Kelsey.
actually was great. I like Kelsey very
Sharpay
much.
was so high maintenance.
I think she was high maintenance because everybody was always on her stees. Like,
No,
like
but
nobody
she
gets the
was-
fuck
no,
off
she
of her
thought she
shit.
was
rich.
something she
Listen,
wasn't.
I love Sharpay, but she was a rich daddy's girl, and you don't want to date that.
High School Musical would be nothing without her, but I'm
Yeah.
not trying to chill.
I'm not trying to fuck.
Yeah.
I think I choose Sharpay 10 out of 10 times.
Fair
over,
enough.
over Gabriella. I think I'm gonna stay true to my girl.
Stay true.
If you guys were villains, what would be your like? You know, some villains want to like conquer the world or do this, or you know, Ursula wants to be the sea witch, the queen of the sea. Like, what would be your goal as a villain? Like, what would be your mission, your goal? I don't really know what mine would be. I get because people are always like, oh, I want to take over the world. I want world domination. Like Cruella, I want all the furs in the world. Like I want all the Dalmatians to make a puppy fur coat. That was her big thing.
I
have anything I
don't
want
have
to do
anything I want
bad.
that bad.
I think I want
That's why I'm
mind
not a
control.
villain.
I think I want mind control of everyone.
I would
Or
just
not
want to
even
be
that.
the smartest person in the world.
I want to be
Yes.
the
Yeah.
best actress on the planet.
There
The
you
most
go.
famous, best actress.
But that's
on the
not really
planet.
like being a villain unless you like were a terrible person.
No, I was killing other actresses to get to the
Oh.
top.
Ooh, okay.
You know what
so
I mean?
you were doing some shady
Like,
backdoor shit to
I was
get up
pulling
there.
like what's Tanya Harding?
Tanya Harding.
Oh,
Yeah, I was
shit,
pulling a
okay.
Tanya Harding. Tanya Harding, villain.
Great
She's a
villain.
villain, yeah.
Great villain.
Great villain.
Yeah.
Especially
Terrible
the
villain,
movie.
but great villain.
Great villain.
Story wise, like whoa.
That's that story of her like breaking Nancy Kerrigan's kneecaps. Like her, not her specifically doing. She wasn't the
Do you
one who did
believe
it.
that she?
Orchestrated it.
Yeah.
Absolutely,
100%.
without question. And that to me, obviously horrible for Nancy Kerrigan. Like the whole situation was bad, but if you just like break it down and take the people out of it, pretty badass. Like what a mafia move.
It's
Like,
definitely a savage move, and I will say, obviously terrible thing to do to Nancy Kerrigan.
awful.
But the respect that Nancy Kerrigan got after
yeah.
that happened to her.
Oh yeah.
But also,
Through
they
the
could have
roof.
executed it a little better, right? Like, why
They
would
were all
you do it like
idiots.
where everyone could see you
I know.
and like make it so obvious?
I know.
Because they were like the guys from Home Alone. They were idiots.
Yeah, they're
Stupid
idiots.
henchmen.
Idiot
yeah.
villains.
All the-
Villains.
I keep
Villains.
saying villains too.
Villains. It's villains. That's how you spell it. Villains.
Villains.
The I always think it. I think the henchmen that go along with villains are always the fucking worst. Who do you think has the best henchmen with villains? Like who has the best like sidekicks?
The best sidekick.
They're always stupid, I feel.
They're
The
always dumb.
sidekicks are never, ever like Ryan and Sharpay.
Yeah, Ryan was the worst.
Ryan was like a little puppy dog for Sharpay.
He was so sweet, and he also loved and everybody liked Ryan because he
Yeah.
was nice to everybody. So he was like a bad henchman for her and made her look bad. I'm trying to think of a good
Or the
sidekick.
henchmen turn on.
A lot of the times they turn on the
they
villain.
do.
I feel, and that's kind of weird.
I
don't
can't
know.
think of.
I
good
literally
henchmen.
can't think of one right now.
Like Littlefinger, like he's not a henchman.
Oh, but I
Like,
loved Littlefinger.
Littlefinger is a good answer for that.
That's an amazing answer. That's exactly what I mean. Like
but
that
he's
guy.
Not, you wouldn't call him a henchman. Like
He, I
was
think,
kind of
in the
like
beginning,
acting on
he
his
kinda
own.
was.
Maybe on his, but like he always had his own like.
for sure.
He had his,
His
own
own
motives,
agenda.
yeah.
But I think you're right in that he was a henchman who became a villain and he got himself there. I have a lot of respect for Littlefinger, honestly, now that we're talking about it. Yeah, I don't know. The henchmen in general, I would say if I have to name a favorite henchman, it's Flotsam and Jetsam alongside Ursula. I'm big into the
Didn't
Disney
even
villains.
sound
You
I
love
think.
English to
Ursula.
me.
I love Ursula
Flotsam
because
and
I love The Little
Jetsam.
Mermaid and I love her Poor Unfortunate Souls song. That is fantastic.
That is a great answer.
And she's just like, she's a diva too. Like she's just got these big boobs walking around.
Yeah,
and she's
yeah.
this big octopus in her hair and
Yitties.
she's always putting on lipstick and she's just like a bad bitch. I love it. I just love the villains. They're so extra, I think is why I like
yeah.
them.
Villains are misunderstood.
They're always
Some.
misunderstood.
Some are
At
just
least in
out
all
of
the
their
movies,
mind.
they always are.
Yeah,
For
yeah.
sure.
The villains in the movies, because it's like the bullies in the movies.
Yeah.
Oh, the bullies just bullying people because they got a tough time at home.
Randall from Monsters Inc. He just never had any
Randall.
friends. No one ever gave him the time of day.
No one gave him the time of day.
So he
No
was
one
just
wanted to
trying
talk to him.
Get on top.
He's just trying to get by.
Yeah.
We got to make origin stories for all of them. I'm excited we'll wrap it up with just talking about how exciting it is that they're making a Cruella de Vil origin story starring Emma
Yeah.
Stone. Can't fucking wait for that. The fashion looks unbelievable. I hope that they make origin stories for all these
That'd be
Disney
awesome.
villains. That would be awesome. I would like that very much. All right, everyone. If we're watching on YouTube, you will see how fly we're looking in these shades. We're still looking fly in our nectar
Still
shades.
looking so fly.
Talking about nectar again, I am such a huge fan of sunglasses. I have so many pairs of sunglasses. I'm obsessed with matching them to my outfits, putting them on based on my mood. If I want them big on my face, if I want them small, I want them reflective, I want them on the beach. I'm trying to stunt in an Instagram story. I'm trying to stunt in an Instagram post. I want my nectar sunglasses on my face at all times. And I haven't taken these off, honestly. I keep letting people borrow them. People are always asking me where they're from. They're fantastic. They're amazing. I did not know this until just now. Nectar is offering all shoppers free shipping and a lifetime warranty for these shades. Lifetime. That's insane.
That's till you're dead.
That's insane. And they are
Till you're
giving
dead.
they are
Till you're
giving
done.
our listeners 25% off, which I think is insane. 25% off and a lifetime warranty. Are you
And
crazy?
they're already affordable to begin with.
They're already
25%
affordable,
off.
Great quality, so fashionable, obsessed with them. I can't get enough of them. Make sure to visit nectarsunglasses.com/hi to get your own for 25% off and a lifetime warranty. You can look just as fly as we do right here in the studio.
Hell yeah.
All right, ladies, let us get into the voicemails for V. We had a lot of people calling in and a lot of vagina stories, just tons about the vagina. Couple vacation, couple villains, overwhelming vagina. So we're going to do 2 vagina, 1 vacation, and we already talked about all the villain stuff. So sorry to those people, but thank you for inspiring our conversation. Let's start with playing in the woods.
Hey, hoes. So I love the podcast. I love you all so much. You guys literally are all my spirit animals, each and every one of you. So I was calling about the vagina, V. So I have a funny story. One time when I was younger, I would say maybe like 8, I was like playing in the woods, and when I got home, I had a fucking tick on my vagina, like right on the front, and my mom I like started screaming and crying, and my mom had to pull it out, and it was like seriously so traumatic. Yeah, I had a tick on my vagina. That is all. Love you guys so much, and I cannot wait to listen to the new podcast.
Yep.
What the fuck?
Worst case scenario
That
for
is-
a tick.
Horrible.
Like
yeah,
worst
honestly.
case, yeah.
Honestly. Or is it best case? It's near a lot of blood, honestly.
Terrible case. Terrible case.
Imagine
Terrible
it got
for
up
us.
A
in there.
tick in your vagina?
Yeah.
Ow!
Oh, God.
It's I cannot
Owie,
even.
mama.
I heard that and I again physically recoiled. Like it's like I'm trying to like suck myself up inside myself. Like how horrible would that be? And I feel so terrible for this girl. 1, the embarrassment of having to be like, Mom, help me pull this tick out of my vagina. 2, the feeling of a tick on your vagina. And 3, just like the long-term effects that traumatic experience undoubtedly had on this girl.
Do you ever think about these scenarios and you're like, shit, that could happen to me?
Yeah.
Like you're like, oh
Completely.
fuck, that happened to somebody. It could happen to me.
Yeah.
Completely.
Oh my god.
That
that's a
reminded
nightmare.
me of the time, one time me and my cousin were walking into school together, and we were walking through the door. I'm like, Megan, you have something on your ear. And she had a tick fucking lodged into her ear as we're walking into
Oh
school.
my
She started
God.
screaming. She had to go to the nurse and get her tick removed, and everyone heard it. It was so funny.
That's awful. They always have those really intense tweezers to remove ticks, like the really big, thick ones that
Yeah.
have like the click thing in the middle.
Ticks
Oh
are
my
fucking
God.
terrible.
Yeah, fuck off.
Fuck a tick.
They're awful. I wish they would go away. Okay, now let's do bad spa day. This is vacation related.
Hi, this is for the letter V episode. Mine is specifically around vacations. So I'm so happy that you guys pick vacations because I really felt the need to tell this story. So my freshman year of college, I went to Punta Cana with my family. It was a little bit like of a celebrating that I was done freshman year of college. I was with my mom, my dad, and my brother. So my mom was like, do you want to go to the spa, have a little girls' day? I'm like, that sounds awesome. So I guess she booked a couples massage, which is fine. You know, I don't mind being in the room together with my mom as we were getting massages, but this was a little extreme. Basically, we got these kind of like mud peels, I want to say. I don't know. We were down in the tropics, so whatever. And basically, once we were done getting kind of the peel applied to our body, they made my mother and I sit up and said, okay, go rinse off together. So I had to rinse off in a shower with my mother ass naked. I would like to say I was indeed 18 at the time. So that was weird. And then there were parts of the massage after that where they would sit us up again, butt naked, just looking at one another. I will say, I'm close with my mom, but that was a little bit, we were pushing the boundary there. So that is my vacation story. God, it feels good to get that off my chest. Lucky gals, bye.
I'd rather die than do that.
I would rather
so strange.
die. It's just so, I don't know why. I'm so uncomfortable even thinking about that. Imagining that, I'm so uncomfortable. And it's not even that it's my mom. That makes it more uncomfortable, certainly. But if my mom was anybody, it would be
Have you ever seen your mom naked?
Not that I remember. No, I don't think so.
Dude, my mom walks around naked all the fucking time.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
Yeah.
I feel like I've seen my mom naked like
Yeah.
a bajillion
But
times.
No.
she doesn't see me naked, and I don't want to be showering naked with her.
Yeah.
So weird.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah,
so weird.
no, that's strange.
No, we were not even close to a naked house. Like not even close.
Oh. Well, we know that, but
Yeah.
That's
But
just
even in that way, like not just me, it's my whole family.
yeah,
Like,
yeah,
none
yeah.
of us.
But
none of
even
us are
just
like
like
that.
them being like, all right, you two ladies in the shower together.
It's like, all right, that's
okay.
crazy to assume we want to do that.
You guys got a camera or something?
If my mom and my mom, I know would feel equally awkward. If she were put in that position, she would have a heart attack. Like she'd be like, absolutely not. Like she just wouldn't be. None of us are chill.
I feel like my mom would love that. My mom would be like, oh, we're so close. I was like, okay. My mom is so sweet. But
Aw,
she
that
would
is
100%
sweet.
do that. Yeah.
she'd be like, this is a sweet moment that we'll share.
Yeah, my mom
forever.
doesn't think seeing me naked is weird at all.
No.
Like she'll just like if I'm home and I like shower, she just comes in the bathroom. I'm like, Mom. She's like, what? You came out of me. And I'm like, oh, okay. I guess that's a fair answer.
Yeah, like fine, I guess, but still weird.
Yeah, like we literally came out of our mom's vagina.
Yeah, that's
I
crazy.
came out of my mom's stomach so hot.
Oh, so did I. So did
There you
I.
go.
Aw,
Exactly.
I came out of my
vagina.
mother's vagina.
You
That
did.
is
As did
so crazy to like
I got
really
stuck.
That's so weird.
Yeah.
Damn,
I
really?
got stuck. It wouldn't come out. So
I think I was like, I had the umbilical cord like wrapped around my
Me
neck.
too,
or something,
Noah.
and, like, was like
I was
getting like not
emergency.
breathing.
Oh
or
my
something.
god.
Oh my god, we almost
I
lost
was
both
purple.
of you.
So you guys paid a visit to your mom's vagina, but you
Yeah,
didn't-
paid a
Yeah.
visit.
I was like, oh,
didn't stay?
no, not going out.
Yeah.
beep beep beep, turn it around.
Not gonna fit.
Wasn't for you. Yeah, not
Yeah.
gonna fit. Was not for you. Better
I
cut
was
this
a
thing
long
open.
ass baby.
That's
Yeah.
funny.
All right, let's do the last one. Head in the way.
Hi guys, love the pod, all that jazz. I am calling in to talk about vaginas. And so here's the thing. I feel like this happens to most people, but like when you're getting hot and heavy with some guy or like you're getting hot and heavy masturbating, but then your vagina doesn't listen to your head and it's like dry as fuck and you're like, wait, no, I want this. I really do. I want this. But then your vagina just doesn't deal with you. And I hate that that's like a thing that basically women, if you're taking birth control, that pretty much happens. Not every time, but like if you take birth control, you're more likely to have that issue. So I guess at the end of the day, like lube is the number one option, but it does get a little frustrating when you're like, shit, I want to masturbate right now, but like there's nothing going on down there and maybe I should just go to sleep. Yeah, I think that's it, but love you guys, love vaginas, we give birth. Yeah, that was great. Okay, bye.
Love that voice
that
so
was
much.
funny.
Yeah, that was great. I 100% know what she's talking about. I feel like
Yeah.
that is completely fact. I didn't know the birth control thing though. Is that also a fact?
I see that on TikTok all the time of people being like, I thought that I didn't want to have sex because of my birth control. But then I found out I just didn't want to have sex with the person I was having sex with. And I'm like, what? It's so I mean, I've been on birth control since I was 15. I never
I never had
had
I don't think
a
I had
problem with
either.
that, but I think
Yeah.
that it could affect some people, you know?
Interesting. No, I didn't know that. But that is an absolutely true fact. I wonder why it is. I always that'll happen to me if I'm drinking too much. Like if I'm too drunk in like a guy way where he's like, oh, I have like whiskey dick or whatever. I feel like that same thing happens to me, and I never noticed that until like trying to
You're almost
masturbate
like
when I'm
you can't
drunk.
focus.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. But also too, if I'm in a bad mood or something, or I'm just like, oh, whatever, and I'm trying to relax, I'll be like, oh, maybe I can relax like this way. Like this will relax me, and I get even more mad that nothing will happen. I'm like, what the literal fuck? Like what the actual fuck?
I
get
noticed
so
that
mad.
whenever I get like angry, I get also horny.
Sometimes,
Like I could
sometimes
like
that happens.
angry and then I could immediately go masturbate and it like
If I'm angry about
Clears
something
the mind.
else, for sure. Yes, I totally agree. If I'm angry about something else, but if I'm angry trying to make something happen, it won't happen.
Right.
Yeah.
Then it's
it's just, and then you just got to give up.
yeah, that's the worst feeling. That is weird. I wonder.
No fun.
I guess that just goes to show our brains and our vaginas are not quite in sync.
Separate beings.
They are two separate beings. But all right, that about wraps up the voicemails. Thank you, as always, for everyone calling in. If you want to call in yourself, it's 551-258-3436.
All right, it is time for a table read. This is personally one of my favorite shows in the world, Big Mouth, and I was so scared when I thought it was canceled, but it's not. That was a rumor.
Coming back.
This is the scene where Jessie is talking to her vagina. What is she trying to figure out?
It's the first. She's never looked at her vagina before.
Okay.
So she's meeting her vagina.
That first time you take the mirror to your vagina.
Yes.
Okay. And hormone monster Jessie, and who's playing vagina?
I'm the vagina now.
Okay, Kelly's vagina. I'm hormone monster, and Rhea is looking at her vagina.
Okay.
Okay.
I keep thinking that I'm going to look at my vagina, but I'm not going to do that.
Yeah,
Not doing
no.
it.
Don't
But
make
imagine
it weird.
the scene in the show. It's like a split screen. One is Jessie, the other one is the mirror with the vagina in it,
Yeah.
talking back at her. So that's for visual purposes. So that's what it looks like.
Okay. I gotta talk like the hormone monster.
Yeah.
Yep.
Maybe it's time you stop worrying about everyone else and start worrying about yourself.
That was
I couldn't even take you seriously.
That's spot
No.
on. Wow, that was spot on.
Okay. Oh, you mean look at it?
Yeah, take a gander. It's yours, isn't it?
Okay, sure. Can I get some privacy?
Of course, Pecorino. If you need me, I'll be in the bubble bath watching Dr. Drew Pinsky. He looks a little sexy turtle.
Here goes something. Hello?
Hey, girl. Hey. Oh my God, I have been dying to meet you.
Oh, cool. Okay, hi, I'm Jessie.
Well, I'm your genitals. What's up?
No,
you go first.
No, you go first.
Oh, we did it at the same time.
Oh, we're having fun.
This is fun.
I have to say, you are not what I was expecting.
Oh, well, do you want the grand tour?
Yes, please.
Great. Okay. Well, up top, this is the clitoris, and this is where the party happens.
What do you mean by party?
Oh my God, have we ever been electrocuted, but in a good way?
No.
Okay, it's a very important spot. This is the urethra. That's where the pee comes out.
Oh, I didn't know there was a second hole.
Well, there's 3 if you count your anus.
I don't think I do.
Yeah, me neither. She's an asshole. That's a joke. No, she's a lovely lady and a drummer. What else? Labia majora, labia minora, and this part here is the actual vagina.
Oh, weird. Sorry, I assumed the vagina was like the whole thing.
A lot of people do that. It's like how some people call all sparkling wine champagne when technically champagne is from one specific region in France. It's like, shut up, nerd. We're just trying to get drunk.
You know, you're not scary.
Boo. Ha ha ha. Of course I'm not scary. I'm you, and I am very fun. Wink, wink. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, I guess I think I know what you mean.
Oh, you know what I mean.
I mean, obviously I have some sense of what you mean.
I'm telling you to masturbate.
Oh, okay. Well, I'm gonna go now.
No, what? Stay forever.
I wish I could.
Oh, don't be a stranger.
That was good.
That was really, Brie, you sound so much like the hormone
Yeah, I
monster.
love the hormone
was
monster.
losing my shit. That was really,
Bubble
really
bath.
funny. the bubble bath specifically. I was like, I'm gonna
Bubble
cry
bath.
my eyes. I fucking love that show.
I think Brie gets that one just for that. But
He
Kelly,
was so good.
Kelly, you were really good too.
Thank
Hey,
you.
you're a good vagina.
Thank you. I appreciate that. Usually Kristen Wiig, I can pull out pretty
Yeah,
good.
you sound.
We have the
just
same
like her.
voice, yeah.
We're having a good